Ready?
Hi, welcome to the Special K podcast Unwrapped. My name is Juelz, and this is Kristy Graham Kumabe with a 8-pack and a baby pack. Hey! Oh, girl, I love it. Like, you're so brown too.
I think it's just from walking outside.
Yeah, you can tell I've been sitting in on the couch. I mean, I'm Filipino, so I'm naturally a bit tan anyway. But
Yeah, you are.
I'm looking a bit white. And I moved closer to the beach, and yet I think, I have to admit, I walk my dog on the beach because there's a dog beach right there, more than what I usually do. But as far as spending time at the beach, swimming or sunbaking or anything, it just does not happen. I can't stand sand.
Oh, the sand. It just gets everywhere.
Far out. I'm constantly sweeping, vacuuming, mopping, and I can feel it. I
Wait
can
till you
feel
have the
it.
baby.
Huh?
You'll be getting sand out of all the cracks.
I know. You know, I was like irritated. I know because I'm to the point now where my boobs.
It's rubbing on there.
They sit.
Yeah.
It's sitting on my belly.
Yeah.
And I was like, gosh, that's bloody annoying underneath that. And it was just like this big line of sand underneath my dick. And I was like,
How did
I
that
went
get
to the
there?
beach this morning. It's like now 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, just got this big roll of sand underneath my titty.
Saving that for later.
New definition of bringing the beach home with you is now it's just tucks in underneath my boobs. But anyway,
So
we're gonna do
funny.
we're gonna do a reset though, like of just where we're at the moment, because this year has gone so
How's it-
quick.
You know, we're only a week off April.
I know. Yeah,
We
no
need
one
to
knows.
play some sort of April Fools on these guys. What can we do?
Jokes. I've had the baby. No, we will come up with something.
But fun.
We'll come up with something. I think we should do like a reset of just where we're at, because we're getting so close to our preparation of the finale of what we're preparing for. I'm 6 months pregnant. So I'm going to be having a baby whilst essentially you're competing. So there's going to be tears all around. Mine's going to be very painful tears. It's going to be bloody excitement. But how's everything going so far? Like, you are looking freaking incredible. Like, you can see the change in you.
You can start to see the change, yeah.
But also just how happy you are. Like,
that's what I was going to say. You know what?
stress-free.
I feel, and I think I've said this in a couple of podcasts, I feel the best I've felt in so long.
I reckon you look the best you've looked in a while.
My skin, my hair, my gut, my performance, my sleep, my emotional state, my mental state.
Yeah.
Like everything is, so good.
Yeah.
Like I just feel so good with regard to my prep, my competing. I'm so excited.
Well, I feel like the stress just isn't there. Like in, the previous year, I felt like it just seemed really, really stressful. Like I could feel that stress coming from me. Like,
it was
even though
really
you weren't
stressful.
putting it on me,
Yeah.
it was just more, I could feel that, like, just, how but I didn't, to be honest, I just thought that's how it always was. But seeing you now in the lead up to what you're about to do, I'm like, you seem so much more in control and calmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's just the method.
Yeah.
And where I'm at now. So I'm just so much calmer. Like I always said, calm is a superpower, right?
Yeah,
if you're calm, you've got everything. You've got control.
You're in
And
control.
That's all part of stopping and actually breathing every now and again and refocusing and making sure you're on the right track, make sure you're in the right environment, making sure you got the right people around you.
Yeah.
Like it's all part and parcel, and all plays such a huge and vital and critical role in how you feel, how you perform, and how you move forward, and your success, your results in the end run.
Yeah. Do you think that the lead up, like just the planning that's involved of, like, I guess going into the lead up of all this is so well planned that I guess you're able to just focus on your food and following the directions of like, what you need to lift and the
100%.
program that
I
you don't have to worry about anything else.
I pretty well know what's going down until the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, I wish I had that same. I'm going into the bloody unknown here.
Things change, plans change and whatever. But when you have an outline of what things may look like, you settle because you're like, okay, this is under control. This has been taken care of.
Yeah.
And, like I check in with Coach every week. Every Friday, check in. Every Friday night, I get everything back. Everything's answered. Everything's explained. Everything, whether it be just a simple explanation or a full educative, informative, educative.
What is even the word?
You know what I'm trying to say.
Oh, look. Oh, baby brain. Anyway, continue.
And you know what? I come away every Friday going, cool, right, let's go.
Yeah.
And I just feel so calm about it. Like, I just feel like everything is all the boxes have been ticked.
Yeah.
And I just need to keep ticking my boxes and then that's it.
Yeah.
So I really do feel so calm. But just some of the changes we've put in place have made some big changes with my mental and physical health as well. I think that plays a role. Like, I've talked a few times about my hair. Like, it looks like I've got a mullet at the moment. My hair is so...
Because your hair's growing back.
Like, I know it looks like a mullet, but I'm so happy about it.
Yeah.
Because it's just growing back so much.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah.
And we've started prep. Anyone can see that. The fat is coming off.
Yeah.
But I just feel like I'm just cruising along.
Yeah. And we all know too, like, gosh, this, when you're in that stages of that losing fat as well too, your energy levels can drop, but you're full of energy.
Yeah. Calm down.
Yeah.
Full of energy. My strength is really high. But this week I went and had a DEXA scan. And now
is that like a body scan?
Yeah, body composition scan.
Okay.
So anyway, I posted it on my social media and then I did a big story on it. Like, I don't jump on my stories and talk too much, but I got so many messages about this DEXA scan.
Right.
I didn't post my actual results, like numbers of where I'm sitting and whatever.
Is that because of like the comp? Like, you need to be kind of like...
Oh, really? I just didn't think that everyone wanted to know my stats, I guess.
That's probably not the... That's probably not the important side of
I think, and that's another thing I've said to a lot of people, you need to remember this is bodybuilding. We're not judged on any of these stats.
Yeah, that's true.
They are literally markers that we use and data that we use to track our progress in somewhat way.
Yeah.
Like in the gym, you track your progress by tracking your weights or your reps, your sets, and your program each week, and you make sure that you somehow increase something each week so that you're making progress, whether it be tempo, whether it be sets, whether it be reps, whether it be weight on the bar. You know, so same as with our physique, we're purposely programming and training to build like muscle in certain areas. And so there's a number of different ways that we track how our physique is changing, and that can be just by eyesight. It can be by biofeedback, the way we're feeling and looking at the same time. Or it could be girth measurements. It could be skin folds. And I do pretty much all of them, but the other one I do is the DEXA scan. And the DEXA scan gives us so much more detail of what's actually going on inside our body. And as you know, I've had quite a few big injuries. So one thing with the DEXA scan, it shows you where the muscle mass and where the fat mass is distributed on your body. So from left to right, from leg to arm to torso, right to left. So you can compare each side of the body, which when you've had an injury or something like that and you're trying to build balance in the body, that's really important. You know, to try and get it as balanced as possible. Obviously, you can go by how strong each leg is or
how much you can
lift, or what it looks like, or the girth measurements. And yes, they're great indications, but it's not actual data of what actually is inside the body. And so this is what I love about the DEXA scan. It tells you exactly what's where, fat, muscle, and where it's distributed. The other good thing about it is that, like, as you know, like I'm trying to build more legs and more lats, right? So bigger taper at the top, more legs. And I could be training my ass off and the muscle might not be going on in the right area. And any other form of ways that we check our progress, it doesn't actually tell you exactly where the muscle's going on. So like, for instance, skin folds, you can work out your body fat percentage and you can work out how much lean muscle mass you've put on, but that doesn't tell you where it's gone on. So it could be going on in the wrong area. And then when you shred down, you're like, well, hang on a second.
That wasn't supposed to go there.
Correct. So if you get regular DEXA scans, you can see the pattern of where the muscle mass is going on, and you can ensure that your programming is right, your coaching right, your nutrition's right, and you can make adjustments if need be.
So then when you do shred, you're like, you know
it's
that,
gonna be there.
muscle's about to pop, because you know
that you've put on a kilo of muscle mass on each leg or whatever it might be. So I got the DEXA scan, super happy with how it is, sent it off to coach. He's analysed it as well. We have actually changed my training program a little bit. Just to focus a little bit more. And that's great, because guess what? Your body grows at different paces in different areas. So my upper body has grown quicker than what I thought my legs would grow in the last 10 weeks. So we've changed a little bit around so that we can focus a little bit more through the legs, and we've changed it up. So giving them a little bit of a bit of a hurry up. So not that we're disappointed, because it's definitely grown. But that's why we do these scans, to track our progress. And if you don't do it and you don't know, you're winging it.
Well,
it's just all guesswork.
And then you get to and it's like you get to the end, like say just before comp, and you're like, shit, they're not supposed to be. They're not where they're. It's
not as much as I thought it was. And
you
know what? We never have as much muscle as we think we have. You know,
Yeah.
and we always underestimate how much fat we actually have on our body.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of people say, oh, like, how much more do you have to lose? Like, even this is lean for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, maybe 5-6 kilos more. And they're like,
I've seen you.
Crap. Like, where is that going to come off?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, trust me, it'll come off.
It does, yeah.
You know, but I think people don't realize that you've got fat inside your body and outside. And the DEXA scan also gives you a lot of other health markers as well, like your visceral fat, your bone density and stuff like that, which we can make sure that your body, you know,
I'm staying
healthy.
the hell away from one of those machines.
Oh, stop it.
I saw one in the chemist the other day, and I was like, oh, I haven't been on one of
that's
those
one
for
of
a
those
while.
standing ones.
And I was like,
the DEXA scan is actually a laying one. Like, you lay down, they pin your legs together, and the scan actually goes right over. It's very accurate.
Right.
So it's accurate. It takes about 5-6 minutes for them to scan, slowly scan
from head to toe. So it's not like,
it's fine. You can just lay down and have a snooze.
I assume that it was something a bit more than what was at the than what's at the local chemist.
So at this stage, at about 20 weeks out, I'm just under 9% body fat.
Yeah,
so
wow.
8.7 it was.
Wow. So how long do you get to? You get to like,
so I will probably, on stage, I'll probably be about 3%. And so that means that 3% body fat, and my visceral fat will probably be 0.
Yeah.
So that's just an indication of how much we push our bodies and the body's capable of. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
So I did go back through my scans. So this is another thing I love about scans and data. I have full sets of skin folds and DEXA scans from all of my last prep and my last build. So I can go back and see like how much muscle I've put on from each stage, and if I lost any muscle or whatever. And I just love seeing that data and that progress that you're making. It's motivating.
100% it is. It really is.
And that's another calming thing as well. Like, I can compare where I'm sitting now at 20 weeks out to where I was sitting at 20 weeks out last prep. Or I can compare, okay, well, this is where I'm sitting now. At what stage or how many weeks out from comp was I sitting at this body fat? And stuff like that. And it's actually pretty fascinating. So
it's crazy what happens when a plan goes to plan, isn't it? Like when you follow a correct, a plan that's been well.
I don't know how this is going to go. As you all know, I have a new coach. I'm really happy. I feel incredible. But things are going to be different. I've literally just had to raise my hands, and I always talk about this. When you change coach, you must embrace that coaching. You can't just take on a previous style of coaching or your own knowledge and put it in, because you are then not following the plan, and you are then taking an accountability away from your coaching and putting it on yourself. So I always say that. So if you change coaches or you even employ a coach, you do it for a reason. you follow the plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I'm really excited to see what he does.
Yeah.
So I've literally just raised my hands and said, okay, let's do this.
Let's do this.
Yeah, and already it has been so different.
Yeah.
So different.
Yeah.
And I have to trust it.
Yeah.
But what I love is that I'm getting explanations with it. So I don't just have to trust it, I understand it.
Yeah, yeah. And that's probably where a lot of the, I guess, that feeling of being calm.
Yeah,
because you're getting an explanation for
I understand
why am I putting
happening.
my body, why is this, why am I doing this because of this alcohol, this outcome.
So the last few weeks I've dropped quite a bit of body fat. And so like in the last 10 weeks I dropped 1.3 kilos of fat off my body. Just fat alone.
And like, have you ever seen those, and I'm sure you have, but for those, but they will show you a kilo of fat.
Quite a lot.
And what it actually looks like.
Yeah.
It's fucking a lot.
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah.
So that's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah. So I've actually dropped in the last 10 weeks 1.3 kilos of fat mass off my body. And the last 3 weeks in particular, you can see it's come off quite fast. So coaches actually put my food back up.
Yeah.
So
is that because like he can see, like by essentially doing that, he can see how quickly you can actually drop that fat weight? That it's kind of like science. He then knows, how far out you need to,
Well, he's obviously calculated by this stage, I want her sitting here, and then you calculate back, right? So at certain stages, he would want me sitting at a particular point.
Yeah.
And if I'm ahead of the game, that means they can put more food in me, which means that could help my metabolism fire up even more, which will help me burn more fat.
Yeah.
It'll help my performance. So essentially, we want my food and my energy in as high as possible.
Yeah.
Like that's the aim of the game, to keep it as high as possible so I can still perform, I can still be energetic, I can still smile, I can still think.
Because I'm like, let's face, like, you're also a mum. You still have a husband, you've got a family, you've got, your business, you've got everything that you still have to put energy into. It's not like this is the only thing that you're focusing as well too. So you need to be able to have those kinds of things coming into your life, food and whatever, and energy to supplement the rest of your life as well. Yeah. So
another thing we've really worked on is cutting out bad energy.
Yes.
That was a funny laugh. And you know what? He's really helped me with this. And my husband has as well. Every time something comes up, I am now open to talk about it. I talk about it very openly with a coach, and I talk about it very openly with my husband. And we're all on the same page, which is absolutely incredible, to decide whether that is important or it's detrimental to me and my performance and my success. And you know what? Sometimes that's really hard to let things go or cut things out that are detrimental to you, to your mental health, physical health, your success, your family life, your financial situation, your business future, whatever it may be. But it's so important. Yeah. Because it plays such a huge role.
Absolutely. So that's why I've got let them.
How good is that?
If you've never heard that analogy of let them, it's probably the best thing.
It's so good.
That in any part of your life, people, situations, how people are. You can't control how other people are. No. That's the worst thing, because it's kind of like, it's not, how do I say it? Well, it's like people are going to let you down. People are going to disappoint you. They're going to do things that you just go, fucking, how the fuck were we even friends? How the fuck did I not see this before? And rather than beating yourself up about it or wishing that they were a different person or wishing that they made different choices or whatever, it's just like, you know what? Let them. That's their life. Yeah. Let them. This is my life. It's just, it's really awesome if you're someone who cares what other people think, and that, or have a caring nature, which I do believe that we have. We hurt easier.
It hurt, yeah. Even though you're strong, you have a huge heart, it hurts. Yeah. But it is very detrimental to, especially performance. Like if I'm really, which I haven't been for quite some time, because I've put in some ways that I can deal and process and it takes work. It takes work on yourself and, mindset work, mental work, emotional work to be able to work through things and let things go that do not support you.
Yeah. Like, as you know, I was a radio announcer for years, like 10, almost 10 years. And that was 5 days a week, having to wake up and switch on. And no matter what was going on in my life, no matter what was happening in my relationships with people, as soon as that mic went on air, it would I'd have to turn everything off. But by doing that, and what I've realized since not being on air is that it's what I was doing. It's what I still do. You see a lot of it. You still see me. I will switch off from certain, I'll switch off from certain feelings. It's probably been the last year and a half that I've really been trying to, when something happens, instead of me pushing it away and going, I'm not feeling that emotion, it's like, so now I feel it, but because I'm allowing myself to, it drains the absolute life out of me. And because I've just ignored shit for so long to be able to perform, to be able to have my mind in the game, on air and perform. And so now, learning to feel situations and let yourself experience that emotion of of what's happening, I find I move on so much quicker than what I ever did pushing things away.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So that's able to actually let yourself feel it.
Yeah.
Let yourself feel it, let it go.
But I feel like it just hurts us more.
But it hurts. It does hurt because you let yourself feel it. So we've definitely worked through some big things when I first went over to coach. He helped me, some other professionals helped me as well, and hubby. But I do believe that has put me in the most incredible situation. And you know what? It's made me even more grateful for the incredible things in my life.
Yeah.
That do support me, that do encourage me, that do push me, that do believe in me, that, want me to succeed without receiving anything in return.
Yeah.
And I just, it actually, look at me glowing. It makes me so freaking happy.
Yeah.
And so being able to let go of things that don't support or encourage you.
Yeah.
Hard, but it has been an absolute life changer to me. Not just with my performance as an athlete, but even at home, I'm so much calmer and so much happier.
Yeah.
So that has definitely been another thing that we've worked on really, really hard. And I think it's been a game changer for how I feel now, how my body looks, how I'm performing, how my body is changing. Because my body has never looked like this.
Yeah.
The shape of it has just changed incredibly.
Yeah. I think I just love your mental, it's all that as well too, but I just feel like your mental energy around everything as well too is the biggest shift, in everything. And I it's kind of like we've spoken about this before, how you feel, in your mind and what you envision in your mind and what you're dealing with as well too it shows on your body.
Yeah.
It really shows.
I was actually talking to the coach this check-in about self-doubt.
Yeah.
Because we all have self-doubt.
Yeah.
And
even when you do look like this, you still have self-doubt.
Absolutely. Whether it be, am I doing enough? Am I good enough?
Yeah.
Am I worthy enough? Am I good enough to be there at that level? And it wasn't really so much a negative thing, but we were just talking about self-doubt. And I said that, of course, I do have self-doubt. And he said, unlearn the skill of self-doubt.
Yeah, okay.
And learn the skill of belief.
Yeah.
So I wrote back to him and said, wow, that's actually quite powerful. Unlearn the skill of self-doubt and learn the skill of belief.
Yeah.
So replace it. So like what I say, when we flip a negative to a positive, okay, so I fucked my shoulder, I've got to have shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
What can I gain from this?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to train my legs 5 days a week because I need bigger legs, and now I have big legs.
Yeah.
Okay, I gained something from it. Yeah. So it's purposely switching that. He's like, so every time I have a self-doubt, I needed to change it.
Yeah.
Straight away.
Changing the wording of it as well. Am
I good enough to be on that pro stage? Kristy, you've worked your fucking ass off and you deserve to be there.
Yeah.
You know? So it's purposely changing that. And I say that all the time, but I have never done it with self-doubt.
Yeah. 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 It's something that, I don't know, I think we all do it unconsciously though.
Yeah.
I think it's not, unless you've got a coach or something, or, you know, or a close friend that you're constantly having those check-in with of like your life, that you don't really realize how much self-doubt talk you're actually putting into yourself. You know, most of it's an internal dialogue that, you know, you have, you know, when you're doing your morning routine of things like that. But that's a really, I like that. That is really powerful.
So, but I think, I've always just believed that that inner confidence comes from ticking all the boxes that know you have control of.
Yeah.
So if you tick all the boxes that you know you have control over, then you know you've done everything you possibly can.
Exactly.
There's no more that you possibly could have done.
Yeah.
So there has to be some sort of inner confidence within you.
Yeah.
And that's what I say to everyone when they go on stage is if you have done everything within your control, you are the best.
Yeah. This is
you are the best you can possibly be on that day.
Yeah.
And irrelevant of the result of what the judges think, you are the actual best you have ever been in your life. That day.
Yeah.
What more can you want?
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So yes, there's always room for improvement, but at that very day, at that very point, you are the very, very best that you have ever been.
Yeah.
So there's no doubt there.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, I love that. Oh, how can I'm just, as you were saying it, I'm just like, how, you know, and you're probably doing it as well too, how you can do that in your own life. It doesn't have to just be. I think the perfect example is parenting. You know, with parenting, you can only do what you feel is right with your child at the time when something comes up. Yeah. You know, and it comes up every single day. How you tackle the kids leaving shit on the table, how the kids do this and how you teach them this, how they do that. You can only do the best that you think is the best at that point in time. Yeah, exactly.
You know, so it's exactly the same lesson.
Yeah. I'm just like, I just had a vision of myself screaming at the kids. Fucking clean your shit up. But that's not gonna happen. I'm trying to change. I'm just like
and you know what? That's perfect because that's what I used to be like.
Oh, yeah.
No, I just don't because I didn't think that was the best.
Yeah.
At the time, that's how I reacted and that's how it was. I can't go back and change it.
Yeah.
But I didn't think that was the best. I didn't tick the boxes of what I had control of.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's why you have regret. That's why you have self-doubt. Because you haven't actually ticked the boxes. You don't agree with what you've done.
Yeah.
But at that time, you've ticked all the boxes and you've come in and gone, okay, there's shit everywhere. Let me take a breath. I've asked you boys very nicely to pick up your toys.
Yeah. Girl, I've still got I'm so far away from those things actually happening. But that's how my mind is now. It's like, how am I, and not just myself, for myself and my partner together, what are our rules?
I think you slowly add to the rule book as you go along.
Or how are we going to
How are you
parent?
going to predict what you're like as a mum, what he's like as a dad, and what the kids are going to be like. Like you can't predict what is going to be said, what things are going to come up, what problems, what exciting things, you know, what sport they're going to play. You know, you can't predict what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So as everything evolves and unravels, then you just have to make decisions as you go.
Just use the let them analogy. Be like, all right,
let them.
There's shit everywhere.
Let them.
Anyone wants to come over and there's shit, and we like, let them come into this. This is how it is.
But so I think that's also been a big part of how I'm feeling right now and how the body's changing. Yeah. How my hair's growing, how my skin is growing.
Yeah. You won't even need hair extensions by the time you get on stage.
I think I will, because by the time it gets done here, it's going to be even more of a mullet.
I feel like no matter what, like I had a girlfriend that did like a lot of like just not so much. It was more bikini comps, and she had beautiful long hair and still wore extensions just to give it more volume. So
it does look better on stage with nice and thick and that sort of thing. But, so all in all, I'm traveling really well. Coach is really happy. I'm really happy. There's a little bug.
I know. Don't worry. I've seen it just like, and I'm like, if it gets near, if it lands on you, then I'll be like. But it hadn't, so I was like, oh. And if it came near me, I would have been just like, and you wouldn't have been able to see anything. No,
I'd be like, what the?
Oh gosh. Well, I think okay.
So, but I'm competing. Yeah, I'm competing in August.
Yep.
We changed which comps we're looking at a little bit. Mm-hmm. I originally wasn't going to be here for when baby Juelz comes.
Yeah.
But looks like I'm going to be here. So I'm so excited.
Even if I go over, you'll still be here. But yeah. Oh my gosh. It's so I actually because we were actually I think we were going to be more like I think there was a point where we were like I could be giving birth while you're up on stage, and I was like, that would be so amazing. It would be amazing just to like, I'd be like FaceTiming you while I'm like,
not yet. I'm watching Kristy.
I'm like, hello. They'll be like, push. I'm like, just give me a second. Not yet. But yeah, no, it is. It's gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be.
Another thing I realized the other day is that I'm going to be away from my husband and boys for about 3.5 weeks, nearly 4 weeks. And I've never been away from them for that long.
Yeah. It's a long time.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
So I think there's things like that I'll try and bring up in our podcast that I think about and then go, oh my gosh. And there's so many sacrifices. Yeah. So I'm saying that from my point of view, but remember there's 3 little boys that are not going to see their mum for nearly a month.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a big thing. We're a very close family.
Yeah.
And so my husband is thinking of taking the boys to Japan while I'm competing.
Okay, so just to kind of distract them a little bit.
That's which I think is such a great idea. Yeah. So that'll be super cool. And then they'll have so much to share with me while I'm away as well.
Of course, yeah. And what's the time? Because Japan's actually same time zone.
Pretty much, it's only an hour difference.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I remember, going when I went over there, I was like, time zone really isn't that different, but you'll be on a totally different. The funniest thing is, because hopefully, like, I know I will have had a baby, but I'd love to like do like FaceTimes, record it, like check in, and I'm just like, it won't matter to me because I'll be up at fucking 3 a.m. anyway.
Yeah,
you'd be like, you awake? And I'll be like, sure am. My tits are hanging out, pumping, but let's go, girl. So, it'll be, the time zone.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But all in all, everything's tracking really, really good.
Yeah.
There's still obviously months and months out, but.
It's going to go quick.
It's going to go really fast, but I actually don't have that much to get off in the scheme of things. And to be in single digits body fat already and feeling this good and still putting on mass is just perfect.
Yeah.
So that's really good. I'm happy, coach is happy. And we're on track. So that's exciting.
Exciting times. Jeez, there's a lot happening on this podcast. There's no way I thought I'd be in the position that I'm in at the moment, but it's just crazy how shit works out.
We've got some guests coming on in the next couple of weeks as well.
Yes, we do, and this is super exciting as well too. I'd love to. I can't wait to talk to you, Coach. I'll just have
we need to we'll tee one of those up really soon.
Yeah,
because I mentioned it to him. And he's like, "Come on."
Yeah,
so let's tee that up really soon.
Like
it's
the first, I feel like our first.
that I've been with him.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
we'll do that because I think it'd be really interesting. But yeah, and then we'll get some guests on as I get, like, who knows what's going on with me, but I feel like you would be able to handle having, like, doing the podcast with you one-on-one with guests as well too. Or
one of the first guests, and it's actually scheduled to be filmed next Friday, is Hattie Boydell. And she is actually, we've talked about her.
Yeah.
So she is an FMG world champion.
Yeah.
Very, very incredible woman. Very, very well known in the fitness industry. Stunning. And she was one of my first coaches.
Amazing.
So I thought, what better way to start off the guests.
Yeah.
But with Hattie, and everyone knows Hattie.
Yeah.
So,
that's exciting.
Yeah, it's really exciting. So she's going to come on. We're going to film that. And
is she just, like, blown away with, like, where you are at now in your journey?
I said, don't talk. I just want to talk on the podcast. I have no idea what she's going to say.
That's actually,
Yeah. So, and like I said to her, it's just like a chat and real and raw. So she's an open book. She has the most incredible story of where she has come from.
Yeah.
And she's very down to earth, very real, very raw. And
gosh, I love hearing the journey of people.
Bundle of love and energy too.
Yeah.
So, but I am super
all
interested.
The people that you need in your life.
Yes, I am very, very interested to hear what, because she has definitely been closely watching and supporting. She messages quite often, supporting and encouraging me. All the way through my bodybuilding. So I'm super interested to see, what she thinks and what she says.
All right, well, that is coming, but for now, we will wrap it up. Thank you so much for tuning in, and keep being happy, positive, change those negative thoughts. Bye, love you.
Ready?